Alrighty y'all, welcome back to another video. It is your boy RickyMoto, and today we're going to be modifying the G20 once again. If you guys have been following this build so far, we did put on a carbon fiber hood along with some carbon fiber fenders, but now we're going to be changing out the trunk to a carbon fiber CSL style trunk. So this is what it looks like. I picked it up from Alibaba once again. It's significantly cheaper if you buy it overseas versus buying it from an American brand. It's pretty much the same exact thing. A lot of these very expensive brands are pretty much sourcing it from China anyway. I don't know the exact price on the top of my head, but it was definitely like under 500 bucks, including shipping. Now, one thing to note is that it does take about 2 months to arrive. So if you're patient, you can definitely snag yourself a nice deal. And this whole entire thing is carbon fiber. Check that out. You can see the weave, the glossy resin on here. And with this being the CSL style, this has a bit of a kick up, kind of like an integrated spoiler lip. And it also has these little fins over here, giving you that more aggressive look and maybe more aero. Now this installation is a little bit more involved compared to changing out a hood or a fender because there's a lot of components on the trunk. So as you guys can see, we have the latch over here, the camera, the two lights, both of the rear tail lights, and then there's a whole entire wiring harness that goes under this felt material. And then another thing to note is right underneath where all the brackets and the cameras and latch stuff mounts to, there is a cutout, but it's typically a little bit off. You do have to do a little bit of fabrication and some cutting with the Dremel to get it to fit. But the first thing we gotta do is to remove this felt lining and to remove these brackets on the side. And it's all just pretty much push clips. Now, before we continue with this video, make sure to drop a like and a comment below, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get started. All right, so first things first, I'm gonna remove these plastic covers. I'm gonna use a trim tool, just pop the little clips on the side, like so. I'm gonna do the same to the other side. Just like that, you can remove this plastic cover, revealing that wiring harness that is pretty much going up the entire side of the trunk. And we do have a couple more of those plastic clips around the entire lining that we have to remove. All right, now that you got the clips out, you should be able to lift this off of the trunk. This cover popped out. And now that reveals all of the wiring harness right over here. You have one connected to the right side tail light, left side tail light, and then in here you have connections that go to the latch and the light. I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect the electrical connection for the tail lights. It's a little clip you can just pull on, just like that. Now before you remove the actual tail light, you have to remove this plastic trim piece. You can just pretty much pry it up, and there's some clips on the back side. You just want to pull against, like so. And now there is just one single bolt down here holding in the tail light. So that is the bracket you remove. So I'm gonna push up on the back side and take it out. So now that we have the tail lights out, I'm actually gonna start undoing the wiring harness. There's just a couple of these plastic clips here that you can just pull down on. Alrighty, so I have all of this loose right here. I've removed these little clips that are pushed into these little holes. Now there are still some electrical connections connected to the latch mechanism, the camera, along with the two lights. Now if you look carefully underneath here, you can actually see the connection. It's hard to see on camera, but there's a connection over here that goes into all of the modules and whatnot. So you want to go ahead and just disconnect that. Reach your hand back in this hole and disconnect the entire harness. All right, so there's one more connection back here for the camera module, which I can't really get a good grip on. So I'm gonna leave that one cable still attached. Now I'm gonna come down and remove all of this stuff, the lights and the rear camera, and then we should be able to disconnect it from out here. I'm able to push out the lights here. Okay, we popped out one of the lights. So I'm gonna do the same on this side. Alrighty, so I got the camera out. I did bend it quite far and kind of cracked this part a little bit, as you can see. Right over here, this seam is a little bit messed up, which is fine because we can always kind of repair that and glue it together. I did pop out the actual camera module as well. There's this retaining clip you have to remove first, and then the camera will completely come back out. And this is what it looks like right over here. So now this trunk is fully bare, as you can see, and we are going to be using these cutouts as sort of a template for our new trunk. So that way we have a good fitment, because the cutouts on the new trunk don't look as clean as this. All that's left to do now is to unbolt these 4 bolts. There's one over here, same thing on this side, one up top here, one down here. And once you release those 4 bolts, this entire trunk should be able to be lifted and removed. Alrighty, we got the old trunk out, and I want to show you guys a quick little life hack. So if you're going to be doing this solo, if you don't have a second person to help you, what I did is remove the bottom bolts, but I left the top bolt a little bit loose. I didn't completely remove it. As you can see, I left the top bolt kind of intact. Because if you look at the original hinges here, the top bolt actually sits in this groove. So when you do remove the bottom one and you loosen up the top, it'll still hold its place and it won't just drop. So that is a little trick if you're doing this solo. And the way we're gonna install the new trunk is similar. We're gonna put the top bolt in only and kind of make it loose, so that when we put it on the hinges, it'll just slot in here and it won't move around. Alrighty, so I have the new trunk finally installed. It's still a little rough right now. We still have to make some adjustments to the hinges and whatnot. I did tighten down the bottom bolt because we were able to hang the top one, but I do have to take the top one fully out because, as you can see, the washer is now sitting behind the bracket where we want the washer actually in front. That's fine, because at least now we have leverage on the bottom. I can take this bolt out, slide the washer out, put the washer through the front, and tighten it down. First test, I'm gonna slowly close it down. And see the panel gaps. Oh wow, it is honestly spot on for a first try. I mean, it's a little bit closer to this side, so we do have to shift it over more to the passenger side. But another thing you can tell is how much lighter this trunk is, because this just wants to swing up. I have to like push really hard just to bring it down. Alrighty, little update. So I got one taillight in along with the plastic trim, which I had to drill some holes for, and this fit right on, super snug. I got the electrical connection plugged in. Now when it comes to the center portion, this is the issue that I was talking about. These don't really fit in properly because the cutouts are not correct. They're in the general area, but they're just randomly cut out from factory. So we do have to manipulate it and cut it ourselves to get the right shape. Otherwise, it's gonna have a gap like this, which is not good. So I created a template from the original trunk. So this is the OEM trunk right here. I laid down some masking tape and just cut out the holes. That way I know where exactly the holes should be on the new trunk. All right, we are making some progress. Got the other side taillight in. Had to do a lot of trimming around this area and some of the surroundings in the backside. But yeah, we got both taillights in. After some trimming, I also got one of the lights in along with the handle and the camera. It looks pretty flush. This side, however, I cut a little too much and even started scratching up the carbon up top here, which is kind of unfortunate. Now there's a permanent mark. Might have to fill it with resin. Light over here fits a little bit loose. Once I put it in, it sits flush, but it pops back out. So yeah, once you remove too much material, you can't add material back in. So what I'm gonna do is I put a little bit of 3M adhesive just kind of around the edges so it'll hold a little bit, and then I might have to seal it off with some silicone or some super glue on the back side. But other than that, I got everything pretty much wired up. As you can see, got the tail light plugged in over there. Then as the harness comes down, we have this cable that still needs to be plugged in to the light. We have the camera plugged in, the other light, and then we have the tail light over here. And what's nice is that it does include some holes to put the cable management through. Alrighty, and this is the final product, and it looks absolutely amazing. It is also super windy out, so I excuse the wind noise if you do hear some. But I gotta say, this trunk installation came out pretty well. I did run into some issues when it came to this tail light over here. There's a gap which I gotta kind of mess with. I think I have to shave down more of the material in order to get that to sit. Over here on the bottom where we have the camera and everything, this light is dangling down because I shaved off too much material, and I tried using a little bit of 3M, but it's not holding, so I might have to use some like glue, some super glue or something. Man, look at that high kick-up wing for the CSL style. It's super aggressive while being somewhat minimal. Now, another thing to note is because this is significantly lighter than the OEM trunk, the struts over here with the springs are much stronger, so it does kind of flip up really quickly. I heard you could adjust the tension on the spring, but I haven't really looked into that. But look, if I try to open the trunk, oh my gosh, like it flings up so fast. In terms of the interior, I did put the felt lining back in. I didn't transfer over the bump stops because I feel like I don't really need them and they were difficult to remove. I did transfer over the latch, and all of this fit back in perfectly with the little clips and whatnot. But yeah, when you close it, there's so much tension. Look at that, it just wants to fling up. So I have to like, gotta catch it and slam it real hard. Let me know what you guys think. I'll put a link in the description below if you guys want to pick this one up from the specific seller. I got this directly from Alibaba and it looks pretty dang good. With that being said, thank you all for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.